Make a still out of common household items. Are you looking to learn how to make your very own brandy, scotch, or cognac right at home? Well, you have come to the right place. With a few items that you can find around your house, you can make a still, one that can soothe your craving for hard liquor. The process is pretty simple. However, before proceeding, you need to know that production of alcohol may be illegal in your area. That said, check existing laws and statutes about this before proceeding. Also, take note that these steps are only discussed for instructional purposes only and do not encourage you or anyone else reading this to produce and sell their own homemade brew. Start setting up. Place a pot on the stove burner. Insert a glass into the pot and position it in the middle. Once the glass is set, the next step is to pour the alcohol. You can use beer or wine to make a still. Decide on what to use and pour it into the pot. Make sure that the glass is empty. Once that is done, set a wok on top of the pot. The wok should seal the pot completely. If it does not, find one that does. With the wok on top of the pot, pour in several cubes of ice. The setup is done and it is now time to start distilling. Distill. Now that everything is set, the next step will be to heat things up by turning on the stove. At this point, it is crucial to tell you that the burner should be set at the lowest temperature. You will want the alcohol in the pot to heat up gradually but not boil. The next paragraph should explain why. For now, just set the burner at the lowest possible setting and allow it to burn for about an hour. It is important to constantly add ice to the wok. The ice will melt with the heat and it is important to keep the bottom part of the wok always cool for the process to be successful. What will happen? The process of distillation is simple. Alcohol evaporates at significantly lower temperatures when compared with water. That is the reason for the low setting on your stove. This will ensure that only the alcohol evaporates, creating vapor. Since the vapor is hot, it will rise to the wok. However, since the wok is filled with ice, the vapor will cool, which will result in condensation at the middle of the bottom side of the wok. This condensation will then trickle into the glass, creating the still. It is all basic physics and chemistry. Removal. After about an hour of distillation, turn off the stove, and remove the wok. Use an oven mitt and remove the glass from the pot. At this point, the beer, or wine that was in the pot has been completely evaporated and has been transferred into the glass. Since the glass is still hot, the alcohol in it may still produce vapor that you definitely do not want. To avoid this, place the glass in a bowl of ice water in order to cool the distilled alcohol. Now that you have the still cooled, pour it into a container that can be sealed shut, one that is airtight. Store the still until you need to use it to create the alcoholic liquor you want.